Okay, Neuro is starting to move up again. You got a squeeze on the 2-minute chart. 2 bars into a squeeze. EMAs are stacked correctly with the dark green shading. So it looks like we're going higher. This is pretty big news on Neuro. So I can imagine that this is going to chop around a little bit and then rally possibly towards 50 into the bell. Long Neuro here, N-U-R-O. Neo's looking good today as well. Two-minute chart. Stacked EMAs are turning green. Squeeze is about to go long. ATR, third ATR is up at 47. But more importantly, we have a fire line up at 53.18, and that's where it's headed. Those fire lines are like a magnet. High of the day in Neo is 47.12. It's trading at 46.90 right now. So still some good momentum in that name. Let's see what the 5-minute looks like. Yep, 5-minute stacked EMA still look good. 15-minute looks good. And let's go to my favorite, which is the 4-hour. 4-hour squeeze is just starting to turn bullish. We got past that tree line of 45.58, heading up to 53.18. A bullish engulfing candle on the 4-hour. Selling pressure is diminishing, and we are about to squeeze to the long side. But I'm just waiting for that 8 EMA to get over the 21 again, and then that'll be really bullish and hopefully give us enough to push us back to 53. AMC, I sold my AMC today at 45. Just still not loving the longer term plays on this one. Oh, actually the 4-hour has turned bullish now. So it may be worth another push to the 50 level. But right now it's trading up against its third ATR, which is going to prove some resistance there. 1-minute chart, EMAs are stacked correctly, so still looking bullish. Starting to get a green candle forming right there. So probably still good for a day trade. I really like this Neuro. We did have a high compression squeeze down here where those orange dots are. And when you have a high compression squeeze, that is going to initially sell off a little bit and then burst up to the upside. So it's starting to give on the 1-minute chart, selling off a little bit, but let's look at the 15. Yeah, still very bullish. 2-minute, still in squeeze. 5-minute, still looking good. Bouncing right up against that 8 EMA of 27.26. So that's providing some support. And if that doesn't go, it'll go to 25.77, which is the 8 EM or the 21 EMA. As you can see, all day it's been bouncing up that 21. So, but overall, for the day, I really like it. Really like Neuro. That news is pretty big. Whenever you get FDA fast approval, it's going to be good. What other stuff? Oh, Coinbase. So I guess there's a meeting with Cathie Wood, Jack Dorsey, and Elon Musk, and they're going to talk about cryptocurrency. As you know, Cathie Wood is extremely positive on crypto. Elon, he's into that Dogecoin, and I don't know where Jack Dorsey stands, but I think if these guys can agree that crypto, if Tesla could use crypto or Bitcoin again, Coinbase will, or any sort of crypto to buy a car, Coinbase will rally again. But up almost 5% today. That's good. We need to get back up above 250, and then it's off to the races. A couple little guys, Zevo. This one had a nice run. Let's see, was that last week? This one had a nice run back in last week up to the 620 level, 619, 620. I don't know if it was a pump and dump, but that had a nice run, and it's just been selling off since then, just kind of consolidating. And today, we're getting a little bit of upside. Still not a lot of volume, but at least it's in the positive. So maybe the bottom has been put in. It is above the 50 EMA, or the simple moving average. So I don't know. That's always positive when stocks get above their 50. So we'll see. Turned at 374 after being up as high as 619 last week. I'm long this stock. Zivo, Z-I-V-O. Kind of lotto trade. Now Neuro is right at its 50 simple moving average. Right at the VWAP. So, I mean, stock is up 178% today. I still think there's room to the upside, but, there's going to be some people taking profits after this nice move, but I still think it can go higher. And it's above 28 again. See if we can get that push back up into the 36 level. It's now above its third ATR on the Keltner channel. So if it pushes up against that or keeps going, that's very bullish. Netflix, I missed this one to the downside. I wanted to short it down to 500. Still think it has chances to fade into the end of the day. After these earnings, most analysts are saying it doesn't deserve the multiple that it's had in the past. So it's no longer a big growth stock. It's still a growth stock, but just not growing at the levels it was. So on my chart, looks like the next line of support is 492. And, you've got these very bearish candles on the 30-minute. Let's see what the 15-minute looks like. Yep, so your EMAs are stacked negatively, which is represented by that red shaded area. It means the 21's above the 8, and that's just not bullish. So I think Netflix goes down to 492. So it might be worth buying some long-dated puts, like the 500 ones. Let's see where they trade right now. The 500 puts for the August 27th expiration trade at about $12. Let's see if we can even do like 450. Oh, the 450 ones trade at $2. Now, it doesn't mean that Netflix has to go to 450. These will still go up if the stock drops below 500. So if you want a cheap way to play the downside, you can buy the August 27th 450 for $2 puts. But if you go to the September 17th 450, let's see what that is. They're still below $4, so might be worth a shot. I'm not involved right now to the downside, but I just think it looks very bearish. Neuro back below $28, just making that nice consolidation after that break up to 38 and change, 38.35. Now it's just what we call barcoding, consolidating. As long as it stays above that 50 SMA, I think we still have a shot to go further to the upside. NEO above 47 now. Let's go. $47.12 is the high of the day. It's at $47.03. Looks like it wants to make another run for it. I am long NEO here. Bought some today at $46.80. Also have some $50 calls for next week. Let's go NEO. $47.09 now in NEO. Come on. $47.10. $47.12 is the high of the day. Let's see if we can get through that. 2-minute chart looks really good. 6 bars into a squeeze firing long. We could get another 4. Anywhere between 6 and 10 bars. Oh, just made a new high, 47.17. Looks like we have some resistance at the 47.40 level. There's a little skyline there. NEO still firing long. Squeeze is firing to the upside. 47.17 is the high of the day. We're at 47.13. Looks like we're about to bust through that 47.17. Yep. Was that? No, sorry. 47.12. I thought it was 47.20. You know, you just always have to buy Chipotle. Why did I not buy that? It's up $177. Crazy. Okay, NEO just hanging out over the highs. Really wants to get up to that 47.39. The 4-hour chart, still looking promising. But the 2-minute, let's see what the 5-minute's doing. 5 minutes still looking really good. Everything's very bullish. We just needed to get going above 48, then 49, then 50. AMC, nice volume today, 111 million. Average 10-day volume's 119 million. However, it's having a hard time staying above that 50 simple moving average. So I'm not involved in AMC right now. It does look like it's going to be selling off a little bit in the short term. The squeezes are starting to mid-squeeze fired short. EMAs are still stacked bearishly. The 21 is above the 8, which you don't want. And Nero continues to go upside, 28.32 right now. Plus, I have a sell arrow for AMC on the 5-minute chart. Scalp some to the short side. See what Neuro looks like. Got a down arrow on Neuro in the 5-minute. Back up at 29.66. So next arrow will be to the upside. When that up arrow shows up, I'll buy some more Neuro. Rocket Mortgage getting a little love today. Up 2.84%, which is 50 cents. Let's take a look at that one on the chart. I really like Rocket Mortgage. I think I told you that. 2-minute chart, up arrow. Looks good for a scalp. Let's look at the 4-hour. Ooh, 4-hour. Starting to fire long. Nice bullish engulfing candle there with the first squeeze, mid squeeze to the long size. And we're just waiting that, we have a mid squeeze, so we're just waiting for that squeeze to fire. And that's when that dot, that black dot, when we get the green one with the light blue bar, that means it's firing long. On the 4-hour, that looks really good. Does that look like weekly? Weekly bearish stacked EMAs. Don't really like that. Daily. Looks like it's wanting to come out of a daily bearish EMAs, but a little bit shorter time frame. Looks good on the 15-minute and on the 5-minute. So we'll see what happens. But my favorite time frame is that 4-hour. And that's looking really good. That's looking like a turnaround. Neuro's still above 28. Let's go Rocket Mortgage. It's going to get up to 18 today. Ooh, Smile Direct Club. Pete Najarian talking about it on CNBC. That one's been left for dead. Now it looks like it's looking pretty good. 4-hour is bullish. The H is crossed over the 21. We've got a mid squeeze firing in this one to the upside. Obviously, there's some option volume in it. Otherwise, the Najarian brothers wouldn't be talking about it. We can't rule out NVIDIA. NVIDIA is a monster today, up 3% after post-split. So pre-split, it's trading just a little bit below 800 because it was a 4-for-1 split. I am long the September 17th $250 calls in NVIDIA. Pretty cheap. And again, it doesn't have to get to 250. If it just starts moving up, this will move up. Okay, so Neuro, in the 1 minute, we're getting a high compression squeeze. That's big. So it looks like last time we got the high compression squeeze, it sold off a little bit, and then it rallied back huge and made that big move up to the $30 level. So I'm liking this. See a little sell-off, and then boom shakalaka. Went right down to the third ATR, bounced off it. We got an up arrow on the scalper. See what's looking on the 5 minute. So if we do see a pullback back to the 23 level or the 2 ATR, I'm going to put a bid down there just in case it does a quick sell-off. If anybody has a stock they would like me to look at, just feel free to put it in the chat. Okay, so it's fun to watch this Neuro because it's moving around a lot. So let's see if it goes down to that third ATR again. But we do have that high compression squeeze. And last time we had that, went down a little bit and then shot up to the high of the day. So we'll see what happens. That's amazing. Apple's one of the top 3 most active stocks today. CME, Neuro, Apple, Lex, AAL, NVIDIA, Meds, MMAT, Zila, and SQQQ. Let's see what Zila's doing. 1 minute does not look good. Let's look at my favorite one, the 4 hour. Yeah, looks like it's turning around too. Looks a lot like Neo on the 4 hour. Get that bullish green candle right there. But this one isn't as close for the EMAs to be stacked correctly. But I really like Neo up to 53. Okay, so Neuro is now getting that green engulfing candle. I mean bullish engulfing candle. It's green. So on the 1 minute chart, it looks like the selling is lightening up. And that high compression squeeze should start to fire. Right at that 21 day. It's crazy. See, this is when you have to have patience as a trader because Neuro just can't get going and you want to give up, but it's literally just consolidating, and the fact that it's staying above that 50 SMA is huge. After this huge run up of 170% and it's still staying up there, it's a good sign. Five-minute chart of Neo's looking really good still. Like I said, I'm playing that one to 53. Neuro, I think we get another run at it. Forgot all about Disney. Let's check out Disney. Right at this little skyline. That should find some support there. It did bounce off the third ATR, so that's positive. Selling is starting to lighten up, as you can see by the yellow bars and the green dots. I wish Disney would get back above 200. I feel like it should, but I don't know if it will. We have to get some positive news out of it regarding the Delta variant, and that things will stay open, and then I think Disney will rock and roll. Because it did sell off once supposedly everybody was worried about the Delta variant, but all these vaccines say they work against the variant, so I don't know why there's so much hype about this. Neuro is forming a big old bullish pendant. Like I said, on the 1 minute chart, you have that high compression squeeze. So let's see what happens. I do not like that it's trading below the 21 or the 8 EMA. It's having a hard time getting back above it on the 1 minute. And the EMAs are stacked negatively right now. But we know that can change on a dime.
Gaining significant market share in the $800 billion industry we know.
Yeah, Roblox. I really like this stock.
What I want to see happen with this stock is the younger generation.
Talking about on CNBC right now.
They're engaged, but I want an older generation to get engaged. I want international players to get engaged. I think that opportunity is there for this stock. And guess what, Jake? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to take a small position in the stock along with you. And I want you to follow up with a video question in the coming months, and we'll see where this stock is together.
All right. Awesome stuff, Joe. Appreciate that. All right, Dr. J, video question for you.
Hassan here from Toronto. Huge fan. Thank you for the opportunity. My question is about NIO, ticker symbol NIO. Is NIO a buy because of the huge growth that's in front of it? Or regardless of the
they're talking about
is it
NIO
a
on
sell
CNBC right
because
now.
We just don't know what the Chinese regulators might do next. Is it worth the risk?
What do you think, Doc?
Well, he's exactly right, Hassan, is about the Chinese authorities and perhaps what they might do as far as a clampdown. But I think the stock will recover towards that $62 level. I bought the stock today on the 21st of July, and I see upside to at least 60 from here, Scott.
Oh, Pete Nigerian likes NIO. He says 62.
All right, Shannon, Nora in Jordan, hi CNBC. Just want to know your thoughts on P&G for a 15-year-old. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think first.
NIO just looks really, really good. We just need some more volume to get in here. Get ready to start talking about it. 60 million shares on 10-day average volume. Today it's traded 42 million, so we're getting close. We'll beat that 60 million by the end of the day. Waiting for the up arrow in Neuro. We've got that down arrow, so the next arrow should be up. The down arrow keeps showing up and then goes away, so might be a good sign. See, look, the volume is really slowed down in Neuro. So again, I expect it to pick up on the bell. I think people either got in or got out right at the beginning, where most of the volume happened. Now it's just kind of fading on low volume. But again, this might be a stock that'll trade big at the beginning of the day and big at the end of the day. 67 million shares have traded today. The average 10-day volume is 28 million. So, and I think this float is really low too. I think there's only like 3 million short. So, I mean 3 million. I think it's really, really low. So that causes more volatility. Peloton, I like on the short side. This stock ran up when the Delta variant was being talked about and people had concerns about it. But it was like they were playing it as a stay-at-home play again. But like Teladoc and Zoom were not up, and those were big stay-at-home plays. So I think Peloton, there was some news that they got a deal with, what was it? Healthcare provider, but they're talking about their subscriptions declining. It got a downgrade last week, and now it gets an upgrade. Well, it got price target upgrade. Let's see. Oh, so Peloton to work with United Health to provide access to fitness classes at no additional cost. But I think the Wedbush guy, let's see what's his name. Actually, I don't even go by upgrades and downgrades. It's so rigged. I know that there's the biggest bull on the Wedbush. They downgraded it. And maybe they knew this news was coming out and they wanted their clients to get in cheaper. So they downgrade the stock. And boom, a couple days later, good news comes out. So you just can't trust Wall Street analysts. They are so, they're just such a conflict of interest because they need to get the investment banking business. So they're going to do what's best for their clients. And rarely will they put a sell on a stock because then the company will get mad and they won't do any banking business with them. So it's one big hustle in the analyst world. And they don't really care how you guys do. They just care what their clients do. And I feel like sometimes they downgrade stocks just so their clients can get in it cheaper, even before some good news is coming out. But the Wedbush guy says that their subscriptions are lower. So I put on there some of the biggest net stock gainers today. Obviously Chipotle, which I missed that big time. LAD. What is LAD? Lithium? I wonder if that's lithium. Let's see. What do they do? Oh, Lithium Motors. They had earnings out. Wow. Reported second quarter earnings of $11.12. The analysts were looking for 6.17. No wonder that's up. And that looks like it still has some room to go. It's starting to fire to the long side on the 5-minute chart. 8 is just going over the 21. That looks good. So Neuro selling off a little bit here. But I am not worried about it. It's kind of like that lunch hour lull. People go to lunch on the East Coast. And there's just not a lot of buyers. So we have a down arrow right now on the scalping indicator. But I like those high compression squeezes showing up at the bottom. Those orange dots. It could squeeze to the short side, but usually it just goes down for a little bit and then pops back up. So we'll see. Coin continues to move to the upside. It's now trading at the high of the day. So this thing needs to get back up above 250. Like I said, there's a meeting with Kathy Wood, Jack Dorsey, and Elon Musk on crypto. So, you know, they're bulls on crypto. So that should be good for the sector. Some unusual option activity in Coinbase. That's why the stock moved up a little higher. Somebody sold some 225 puts, which is a bullish call. Just waiting for that turnaround in Neuro. See what that squeeze is doing. So right now the squeeze, the high compression squeeze didn't do much. It is trading down. It fired to the short side, so we'll just have to wait. See what happens. But look at Coinbase go. It's one of my biggest positions. People must be back from lunch. The stocks are starting to pick up again. Like I said about this Neuro, I don't think anything's going to happen till the last hour. People are shorting it right now. And they're going to have to cover at some point. And if this thing gets going again, we could see some big volatility into the bell. In the meantime, Neo's looking good. Looks like it wants to get back up to the 47 level. Yeah, Neo could get back down to 23.44, which is the 8 EMA, which is okay. That's some support there. See if we can find some Fibonacci levels. That high to this low. So the 618 retracement is 32.16. $21.63 was that first retracement, so we'll see what happens there. Oh, I did that already. See how Coinbase is doing. There we go. Look at that beautiful chart. 15-minute. High of the day right there, 237. Squeeze is firing long. Bullish stacked EMAs. It's heading towards that third ATR, which might be some resistance. I don't have any voodoo lines on here, so for Coinbase, but if we look at a longer chart, we can maybe do some Fibonacci down there to the low. 38.2 retracement is 292. 618 is 344. I mean, this thing has some serious move to run. And the squeeze has not fired long yet. It's in a mid squeeze, but wait for the green dots to form. Then you know it fired long, and then we have about between 6 to 10 bars to go long there. Disney's just not doing anything. It's right at that skyline of 176. 57 should bounce off that. EMAs are still bullish, but they could go negative here on the daily chart. It's amazing how those tree lines just trades right in between them. So maybe it does go back down to 168, but and the fire line is at 215. Almost got there. Looks like the Bollinger Bands are flaring open a little bit, so that's also bullish for Disney. All right, so Neuro is about to get, I bet you we get an arrow, up arrow, scalping arrow shortly to the upside, and then I'm going to buy some more. So if you go that swing high to this low, 618 is back up at 32.98. Which I like. Peloton actually looks good on the 2-minute chart, but I'm going to go from the daily. It's getting back into the bullish mode, which I'm not happy about because I'm short. Okay, Neuro is starting to reverse to the upside on the 2-minute chart. The selling looks like it's exhausted, and it's starting to move back up to the upside. We have some green candles now, which is bullish, but the EMAs are still stacked negatively. So we'll need to get that 8 over the 21 to really see some movement to the upside. But it's looking like some of the selling's done for now. Let me look at the 1-minute chart. Yep, 1-minute chart, same thing. Selling's exhausted, starting to squeeze to the upside. All right, guys, not too much is happening right now in the market, so I think I'm going to sign off. I'll be back for the last hour of the day. So we